How is it going, my people? This is your boy once again, Eugene, on Eugene Talks Football. Big up your damn selves out there in the community. If you're new, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video as we give you recent updates, beautiful contents on this channel, Eugene Talks Football. Okay, let us look at Arsenal players. Let us look at outgoings. Remember, uh, in my previous video, I talked about transfers, incomings, but it's also very important that we look at our squad after last season. Retrospectively, we look at the squad, we look at, in quote, deadwood, you know, players that we need to move on, players that are not just part of the team, who have not really been involved. Let's be honest, there are players who have not been involved in this current Arsenal squad. And it's important. And of course, let us not forget the new rules, transfer rules, of course, as it can be detriment to a team's progress. Look at Manchester City with 115 charges. Let us not forget that. That's by the way. So there are some players we need to cash in on and also balance the books as well. One of the players we're looking at is Edin Ketia. Reports emerged just about 2 days ago that Olympique Marseille are interested in Edin Ketia. But I have doubts about this particular deal because one thing that beats my imagination, one thing that I am really concerned about is we should move these players on. They've been in the team for so long. I think it is time we move them on permanently. But the story out there is that Olympique Marseille are asking for a loan deal with an option to buy. So these teams shouldn't give us their terms. They should listen to our terms. This is what we want. We want to move these players. And so I'm not too sure about this deal, but I believe that there is an ongoing negotiation between Olympique Marseille and Arsenal for Edin Ketia. And my concern is I feel Edin Ketia would have been suited more to the Premier League. I don't know why a lot of Premier League clubs are not interested majorly on Edin Ketia. But anyway, the most important thing is Arsenal. And so Edin Ketia is one of the players that we're looking to move on. What do you think about this particular story? Olympique Marseille's interest in Edin Ketia, and he will also give space to other players that will potentially come into the squad that will be fringe, that will be important part of the squad as well. So what do you think about Edin Ketia's potential move to Olympique Marseille? So another player we are also looking at is Reiss Nelson. Of course, it breaks my heart that Reiss Nelson didn't have the breakthrough at Arsenal that he should have had. This is one of the tail end players that we had that I really, really loved, even before Bukayo Saka. But it's unfortunate he has not just had, the success that he truly deserved at Arsenal. And I believe he has had enough time to prove himself at the club. And I think to this point, things can only get worse for him. So the best thing for Reiss Nelson is to move on. And reports out there are that he's accessing his options. And we hear that West Ham are very much interested in his signing, but there is no real update concerning the deal. But we're hearing that West Ham are very much interested in Edin Ketia. So let us see what happens. So let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think about Edin Ketia's potential move to West Ham? So that is another player that we are looking to also move on. What do you think about the deal as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And another player, this is a player that virtually every Arsenal fan is emotional about, and that's Emile Smith Rowe. Emile Smith Rowe. I remember the 2021-2022 season, and as I'm talking about this, I'm very emotional, where it was just Emile Smith Rowe and Bukayo Saka that had Arsenal, that were carrying Arsenal, you know, towards the end of the season, but we eventually finished 5th that season. Emile Smith Rowe had the form of his life, but unfortunately he's been hampered by a lot of injuries, and you know, you cannot really blame the Arsenal hierarchy, because Emile Smith Rowe has been given his chance. So, and of course his pure profit as well, and 2 clubs are competing for his signature at the moment, Fulham and Crystal Palace. It is believed that Fulham's first proposal has been rejected by Arsenal, as it did not meet Arsenal's current valuation of the player. You know, it is important, no matter how much we want to let these players go, but they must always live at the right price. You understand? So Emile Smith Rowe is another player that is looking at a potential exit from Arsenal. What do you think about the sale of Emile Smith Rowe? Do you think he should be given another time? Do you think it's the right time for him to move on? Let me know in the comments below. And what other player do you think is important that we move on? You know, we know El Neni has moved on a free. Cedric Soares has moved on. And that is the reason why I said in my previous video that depth, balance is what we need. We have enough players up front. It is true that Gabriel Jesus had a stinker last season. Of course, we know that it is because of a niggling knee injury. And this is a new season. Remember, he wasn't at the Copa America, and he had enough time to prepare for this season. He's been doing a lot of running, doing a lot of training, even before preseason began. So I believe this is Gabriel Jesus' season. And of course, let's not forget Kai Havertz. We all ruled out Kai Havertz last season, but he proved us wrong. So I don't think the striking department, the striker department, is something that we should be talking about. We should be critical about more. Depth and balance, in my opinion, is what we need in this current Arsenal squad. I believe a lot of people will agree with me. I believe some people will not agree with me. Let me know what you think in the comments, you know. So yes, and what other player do you think is important that we move on this season to create the needed balance in this Arsenal squad? I've mentioned Reiss Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, Emile Smith Rowe. Which other player do you think Arsenal don't need anymore that is necessary, or we need to move on? You know. So let me know in the comments. So before we go, the Arsenal squad are in Los Angeles at the moment for the preseason tour, you know, and they have a couple of games coming up: Bournemouth, Manchester United, Liverpool, and of course when they come back they'll play Bayer Leverkusen, and the last game before the season opens officially is against Lyon, the Emirates Cup. Yeah. So yes, I'm looking at this season, and there are some key players in this Arsenal squad that you don't necessarily want to release, though some people will not agree, but you want to see how they fare in these preseason games. You know, which player are you most likely looking at? Which player are you looking at? Are you looking to see really in this preseason? Is it Thomas Partey? You know, he was marred by injury large parts of last season, and it's really dampened our chances of winning the Premier League title. So are you looking at Thomas Partey? Is it going to be injury-free this season? Is he going to have enough time to play football? You know, let me know in the comments. And what about Gabriel Jesus? You know, he's been injured for large parts of that season as well. And yeah, so this season is a chance for the likes of Gabriel Jesus, Thomas Partey, in my opinion. What other player are you looking at? Which player are you looking to see this season The preseason is an opportunity to look at players, see how they perform. So I'm looking at Gabriel Jesus and Thomas Partey's performances this season. I believe they say this is their break or make season. This is the season they prove to every Arsenal fan that they want to be part of the team. So these are the players I'm looking at. What player are you looking at particularly, for this new season? What player are you excited to see in the preseason games this season? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Eugene Talks Football, if you're new. And remember, if you've forgotten, this channel offers me the opportunity to express my personal opinion, my personal view about everything football. You can follow us on Instagram, Eugene Talks Football, eTalks Football on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook, ETF, ET Football. You can follow us on X as well, ET Football. It's a community that we're growing. No doubt, we don't have all the resources at the moment, but we keep going on. Your support is very massive. Your support is important. Liking the video, subscribing to the channel, share the content is going to be very instrumental to the growth of this channel. I need you to support this channel, support this community, Eugene Talks Football, and I assure you, you're not going to regret it. We're going places, and I need you to be a part of the bandwagon. Thank you for tuning into Eugene Talks Football. I'll see you again.